If you're an ARPG fan or a survival game fan who's been jonesing for the next big thing, you might be in luck later this month. Developer Norsvel's Tribes of Midgard is a 10-player procedurally generated action RPG, and it's all about cooperation rather than competition. As an Einherjar, a powerful warrior revived by Odin to prevent Ragnarok, you won't be fighting other players for loot, but instead you'll go out and hunt, gather and collect souls and other materials that you can collectively pool together to purchase advanced fortifications, shops, and upgrades. And in a party of 10 players, it's pretty darn fun. I recently got the chance to try it out with a full team headed by lead dev and Norsvel CEO Julian Marotta, who walked me through each system. The primary goal throughout Tribes of Midgard is to defend the Seed of Yggdrasil in the center of your village. This conveniently places you at the center of the world, but by no means are you safe. Hell things, monsters that spawn at night, give your defenses a good workout, but there's always a real threat that either they or the giant Jotun will eventually overrun your village and destroy your Seed of Yggdrasil. It's convenient then that virtually every system in Tribes of Midgard is designed specifically to maximize convenience. For one, you can easily teleport back to town at any time and use waypoints to get back across the map to where you were exploring. And death is never that big of a deal because you only lose crafting materials and you can basically just pick them out of a chest when you return to your corpse. As you explore, you'll come across 5 different biomes with 3 different power levels in each biome. And conveniently, the upper right corner features a neat sundial that shows weather, time, special events, and other information to help you strategize throughout the day.
The generation itself is very deep. The whole system to make that work. We have 5 biomes, and then each biome exists in 3 different levels, which you can see the power level is different when you enter them, and you can also see on their floor, on their ground, some elements that show you, okay, it's a more dangerous biome, a more dangerous version of the forest. Like you have vines crawling in a level 3 forest compared to a level 1. And then the generation takes all of that into account so as to make sure when you start the game, your village is within a forest level 1, and then the further you go, the more difficult the biomes you encounter are.
There's no PvP here at all, so if you're not doing so hot, you can always rely on a friend. Shops, gates, and towers in your village can be upgraded collectively, and there's also a nifty little system for crafting ramps and other small structures that you and your party members can use to go up hillsides or across water. It's kind of like how you can help other players get through the world in Death Stranding.
We distinguish 2 types of construction in the game. There is what we call fortifications, so like we did yesterday, rebuilding a gate, building watchtowers so as to improve your defenses. And then there is the free construction in the world where you can actually place walls, you can actually place fences and other things.
Tribes of Midgard splits off into 2 different modes that are designed for different time commitments. If you don't have much time to play, there's Saga Mode, a shorter game type which features short quests and dungeons, but is balanced around Fimbulwinter, a permanent nightfall that arrives around 2.5 hours into a match and is designed to kill you off pretty quickly. Once Fimbulwinter happens, you're basically locked in a battle with you and your teammates' backs against the walls until hell things ultimately overrun the village.
Blood Moon is really it's a hellthing wave, so a night defense wave that's much stronger, and it's followed by what we call an empty night, so a wave with no hellthing spawning. So it gives you a bit more breathing room after, so you can go and explore because we have some resources that also shift behavior during the night, so you can take that opportunity to do that, or go and take down the giant at that point.
And then there's Survival Mode, which is all about stretching out your play sessions and surviving as long as you can throughout the in-game year. In both modes, there are quests, raids, and other events that pop up around the map, all of which douse you in treasure and souls, and are necessary to progress against the roving hellthings and Jotun.
If you just want to have a space where you can kind of hang out and drop in, drop out, more like a Dawn Star together, do Survival Mode, change your parameters so that difficulty is not too high, and while you cannot host your own game, everything runs on dedicated servers. You can have that world being kept alive. You can actually put a password to lock it, so you can rejoin it whenever you want with just your friends.
Now, I didn't actually get to see Survival Mode in action, but it is supposedly much more open-ended, and will offer much more of a sandbox approach, where you can define your own parameters for how the map is laid out, and then you'll be able to define the map size and difficulty as well. And after that, you can play for as long as you want, but you'll still have to watch out for the towering Jotun, which becomes stronger and stronger through the seasons. Apparently, Norsvel had a team of beta players who survived for up to 20 hours in a single Survival Mode game. So far, Tribes of Midgard sounds like it's shaping up to have some meat on its bones once it launches on July 27th. And in the time that I got to experience it, it really stoked that feeling of exploration that's kind of like when you're first getting into a game like Don't Starve or Terraria. But the main difference here is that I felt a consistent increase in power as I ventured into the world and leveled up my character. In short, my hopes are riding high with Tribes of Midgard, and I'm excited to check it out when it releases later this month. For more on your favorite action RPGs, keep it right here in IGN.